When I heard in 2010 that Bungie and Activision were entering into a 10-year publishing agreement, I was a little bit skeptical. After all, at this time Activision was known for squeezing franchises out of existence and just plain getting in the way of game development. But when the first tidbits of Destiny info leaked out and we saw the ambition and scale of ex-Halo developers' new project, our fears were a little bit put at ease. So now the cards are on the table, and here are 6 things you need to know about Bungie's massive shooter, Destiny. Number 1. It's not an MMO. Well, it is really, but Bungie are calling it a persistent online world. I guess it's due to the mission structure and the way you interact with players. You play in a combat unit called the Fire Team, which is up to 3 people, or you and 2 friends, and you can go and experience the story, fight minions, tackle bosses and hunt loot together. But you can also encounter other players on your travels, and the most furious happenings in the world of Destiny are the public events, which is where dozens of players act towards one goal. Public events will pop up on screen and you can choose whether to engage in them or not. There are lots of different types that are still being experimented with, but the one that they've shown off puts dozens of players against one single approaching enemy ship. These will happen in public spaces, and in these areas you can also join matchmaking to find other fire teams if you're alone. Now, Destiny is cooperative from the ground up, so far no player versus player combat has been detailed. Number 2. It used to be a fantasy game. You may not know this, but Destiny was originally much more rooted in fantasy, as you can see from some of the gorgeous early concept art. But probably due to publisher pressure, it became a fusion of fantasy and more traditional space marine laden sci-fi. Set 700 years in the future in our solar system, the human race has suffered a mysterious event known as the Collapse, after a golden age of technological advances and colonial expansion into space. The last remaining humans survive on Earth, saved and protected by a massive white sphere named the Traveller. Now, there's no Master Chief in Destiny, there's no lone wolf super soldier that the game centers around. Every player is a legend in the making. Now, these are guardians of the city, meant to be defenders of humanity's last hope. And in the epic story you'll be jumping from Earth to Mars to Venus and beyond. And these planets will be pretty crowded. Number 3. The universe will house many races. So far we've basically seen 3 good races and 3 bad races. The playable races are the Guardians, featuring the Awoken, exotic elf-like creatures rooted in fantasy, the Exo, terrifying powerful war machines, and humans. I don't think that needs any more explanation. The foes you'll be battling are the Fallen, a race of long heritage that have been scavenging through the solar system, the Cabal, which are larger fighters, and the Vex, the robot race. Number 4. Character customization is deep. While so far Destiny has shown off the standard trifecta of stealth, magic and fighter classes in the form of Warlock, Hunter and Titan respectively, Destiny's customization and character progression goes just as far as any MMO. As you riddle alien with bullets, loot will spell out onto the ground, and this loot is individual for the character, so there'll be no arguments over weapon pickup. You'll be able to use loot to customize your player with equipment for the head, the body or the legs, in addition to custom skin and colours. Far from being minor aesthetic changes, the items you equip will help you hone your playstyle, especially when it comes to weapons. Not only will you have an arsenal of individually named pistols, shotguns, rocket launchers, grenades and machine gun, each weapon will also have its own upgrade tree. So with enough playtime you can upgrade your machine gun to have explosive rounds or make your shotgun fully automatic. Number 5. It's a multi-screen experience. Bungie has always supported its community heavily through Bungie.net, and Destiny takes the second screen interaction one step further. We've already seen the companion app where you can customize your character and keep on top of the world, and you'll want to be checking in frequently because, number 6, the world will change and evolve. Bungie want to make sure there's something new to do every day, whether it's new challenges, new areas to clear or new spaces to explore. And as such, Bungie have said there's technically no end game. Rather than trying to tell a traditional space opera from start to finish, Bungie are creating an incredibly deep and rich fiction and exploring this storytelling space. There won't be any barriers stopping some players playing with others because they haven't got there yet. As time ticks by, Bungie will have the power to change the world and introduce universe-changing events. One of the first things we heard about Destiny in 2012 was that it will be 4 games spaced over 10 years, with interim content updates called Comets in between. And by the looks of it, I think they've got a lot of plans to keep us involved over the next decade. The release date is currently set for early 2014, and as a side note, this is after the release of all the next-gen consoles, but it'll be coming out for 360, Xbox One, PS3 and PS4. There's no plans to charge subscription, but of course being multiplayer only, you're going to need Xbox Live or PS Plus if you're on PS4. My question for you is, what character class are you going for? I'm going to go for the Hunter because he wears a cape and I want to look like Superman. Let us know what you're going for in the comments, and if you like what you've seen, let us know. If there's a game that you want us to cover, let us know in the comments or just send us a message. See you next time.